Hi, second graders. Today we're going to continue working a little bit more about the main idea. So we're going to look at a passage and talk about it. All right, please listen as I read this. The title is called Desert Races, so your brain should be thinking about that. Here we go. Desert people know how to have fun. Children enjoy racing their camels. In some deserts, people encourage their camels to run around a racetrack. Each year, there is a big race in Saudi Arabia. The winner wins money, a truck that carries water, and a gold sword. So that was our first paragraph, and it's indented a little bit, so I know that's paragraph 1. Okay, I'm ready to go to paragraph 2. Another interesting race takes place every year in the desert of Alice Springs, Australia. The race takes place on a dry riverbed. The people build sailboats made out of cloth. The funny thing about these sailboats is that they have no bottoms. The people competing in these races run along the dry riverbed, carrying these bottomless boats with them. So that was paragraph number 2. Let's finish this up. It may be hot in the desert, but the people have found ways to make things exciting and fun. Oh, I like how they closed the door on this writing. That was a great ending. Now, friends, we've been talking about the main idea, but today I'm going to ask you to think about one paragraph. Sometimes we are asked, what is the main idea of a paragraph? So today we'll focus on paragraph number 2. And if we had to talk about what was the main idea of this paragraph, what would you say? Let me read it one more time and then you can think about it. So I'm only going to focus on this paragraph. Another interesting race takes place every year in the desert of Alice Springs, Australia. The race takes place on a dry riverbed. The people build sailboats made out of cloth. The funny thing about these sailboats is that they have no bottoms. The people competing in these races run along the dry riverbed carrying these bottomless boats with them. So you had to do some visualizing. You had to visualize what that was telling us. But what was the main idea? Remember, sometimes the main idea is stated first in that paragraph or that passage. So if I highlight this very first sentence, is that the main idea? That there is an interesting race that takes place in the desert of Alice Springs, Australia? Yep, that's it. That is the main idea. This paragraph focuses on this race in Australia. And then after they give you the main idea, they give you details that make it more interesting, or maybe it's better to visualize with those details. You can visualize the dry riverbed. That's a detail. You can visualize them building their sailboats out of cloth. That's a detail. So as I underline some of these things, these are the details. They have to carry their boats. Okay? So those are some details. So when we're focusing on the main idea, sometimes we ask you what's the main idea of the whole passage. But we might start asking you what's the main idea of a paragraph. So please listen as your teacher might ask you to do some of that this year and focus in on those paragraphs. I will be in touch with you tomorrow.